Hey, have you ever looked at brands like Apple or Coca-Cola or Netflix and just wondered, how do they do it? How do they get so dominant? Well, I'll tell you, it's not magic, and it's definitely not just about having a huge budget. Turns out there's a blueprint, a set of core principles they follow, like, religiously. And today, we're going to decode that exact blueprint. So, yeah, what is that big secret? Is it some brilliant product that fell out of the sky? A super clever ad campaign? The truth is, it's something way more fundamental. It's a strategic approach that anyone, and I mean anyone, even a small business, can learn from and use. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. We're going to build this blueprint together, block by block, using real-world examples from the absolute masters of the game. So you ready? Let's get building. Okay, first things first, we're diving in with the most important block of this entire structure, the foundation. And in marketing, the foundation is always about knowing your customer. Everything starts here. This is what we call the consumer needs principle. And here's the crucial part. It's not about starting with some cool invention and then, trying to find someone to sell it to. No. It's about starting with a person, really understanding their problems, their wants, their needs, and then building the solution just for them. Just think about the smartphone revolution for a sec. Apple and Samsung, they didn't just set out to make a phone with a slightly better camera. They saw this emerging, deep-seated need. We all wanted our email, our music, our photos, the internet, everything, all in one slick device that could fit in our pocket. They found the need first, then they built the product. That's the key. All right, let's move to our next block. Once you've got that solid foundation of understanding your customer, you need a strategy. You need a playbook. And the classic, time-tested playbook for this? It's the 4 Ps. So this is what's known as the marketing mix: product, price, place, and promotion. Getting these 4 things right and making sure they all work together in harmony, that's really the core of any great marketing strategy. It's how you actually bring your solution to that customer you now understand so well. And wow, this slide just shows you how a master does it. I mean, look at Coca-Cola. The product, iconic. The price, totally accessible. The place, it's literally everywhere you look. But their real genius, the thing that sets them apart, is that last P, promotion. They don't sell a soft drink, they sell happiness. I mean, this is just genius. Think about the Share a Coke campaign. It tapped into this fundamental human desire we all have, to feel seen, to be recognized. By putting names on bottles, they made a mass-produced product feel incredibly personal. It wasn't about the soda anymore. It was a social thing. You weren't just buying a drink, you were looking for your friend's name, creating a little moment. That's not just marketing, that's applied psychology right there. Okay, so you know your customer, and you've got your 4P strategy lined up. But here's the thing, your business doesn't operate in a vacuum. And that brings us to our third block. You have to master the context of the marketplace. This basically means you have to be constantly looking outside your own 4 walls. What are your competitors doing? And maybe more importantly, what are they not doing? Where are the big cultural and technological shifts heading? The best companies, they don't just react to this stuff. They see it coming. They see the wave forming while everyone else is still just chilling on the beach. And who is the absolute master of this? Netflix. Come on, they saw that the future wasn't in little plastic discs, it was in digital bits sent over the internet. While Blockbuster was busy doubling down on its physical stores, Netflix took this massive risk and pivoted their entire business model to streaming. It was a bet the company kind of move, all based on seeing a trend before anyone else. And now they use data to predict and literally create the future of entertainment. That is mastering the marketplace. All right, we've got our foundation, we've got our strategy, we understand the context. Now for the final and maybe the most crucial block of all, execution. This is where you put it all into action to not just find customers, but to create loyal, raving fans. So first, you need an engine for growth. This is especially true when your idea is brand new and nobody's heard of it. Marketing's job is to be that engine, to tell the story, to communicate why your solution matters, and to get those first brave customers in the door. Think about the challenge Airbnb had. They had to convince people to do something that sounded kinda crazy, stay in a total stranger's home. How'd they do it? Not with ads about low prices. They did it with stories. Stories about unique, authentic travel experiences. They built a whole community around reviews and photos, establishing the one thing they absolutely needed to survive: trust. But, getting customers is really only half the battle. The second part of great execution is building a truly customer-driven strategy. And this means every single decision your company makes, from shipping to customer support, revolves around creating an amazing experience for the customer. And the legend of this is Zappos. They figured out the #1 fear of buying shoes online: what if they don't fit? And they built their entire company to completely destroy that fear. Free shipping, both ways, a 365-day return policy. But here's the real insight. This wasn't just a cost for them, it was their primary marketing. A happy customer might tell a friend, but a totally wowed, amazed customer, they tell everyone. They turned customer service into a word-of-mouth machine that no ad budget could ever buy. Okay, so we've seen how the giants do it. But what about you? How does this all apply when you're not a billion-dollar company? Let's bring this home and make it super actionable, so you can start building your own blueprint today. This is the big question, isn't it? You might be sitting there thinking, great, but I don't have Coca-Cola's marketing budget or Netflix's team of data scientists. And you know what? You don't need them. You really don't need them to apply these core principles. You can start right now. Seriously, talk to your customers. Don't just guess what they need. Ask them. Actively listen to their feedback, the good, the bad, all of it. The secret for smaller businesses isn't to try and outspend the competition. It's to out-care them. That's a game you can absolutely win. Look, if you take only one thing away from all of this, let it be this right here. The one common thread connecting Apple, Netflix, Zappos, all the greats. It's a deep, relentless, almost obsessive focus on the customer. That is the foundation. Everything else is built on top of it. If you don't have that, nothing else matters. Every single great brand you admire today was once just an idea built on these exact same principles we just walked through. The blueprint is right here. So, the only question left is, which piece are you going to start with? Which one of these principles will you decide to master? Thanks for watching.